This is the plaintiff, Adrienne Montero. She says she purchased the car from the defendant, and he turned around and sold it to someone else before she could pick it up. Now the guy refuses to return her money, even though what he did wasn't right. She's here in the name of justice, suing the sketchy defendant for every last penny of the $330 he stole from her. This is the defendant, Shane Wolf. He says he held the car for the plaintiff for 6 months while she slowly tried to pay it off. Then she stopped paying. He stored the car for her until he finally realized he was never going to get the money from her, so he sold it. He doesn't owe this woman a dime and thinks the judge will be seeing things his way today. He's accused of selling a car out from under a buyer.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant. He double-crossed her and sold it to somebody else. But the defendant says he held the car for her for 6 months. So bye-bye deposit. It's the case of you pass the day for layaway.
Thank you, Douglas. Ms. Montero, you got your eyes on a car that Mr. Wolf was selling, correct?
Yes,
When
ma'am.
was that? Back in August of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is it that you found out about his car?
Last August, Mr. Wolf was fixing my neighbor's roof. And so he was like, well, I have a little car, a little Honda for sale for $800. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's
What
fine.
kind of Honda did you have for sale for $800?
98 Honda Accord.
98. Wow. Okay. Old enough to vote. All right, so you settle on a price of $800. How's it going to get paid? What was the agreement between you two about how it would get paid?
First of all, I had to wait until...
You didn't buy the car until he had a title. He took him a
Right.
month and a half to get the title. Then you decide, I'm going to buy the car. Then you make your first payment, right? Okay. But you're not going to get the car because you're just going to be making payments. In the meantime, where's the car going to be?
I was storing the car in my garage.
So were you driving it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Was it drivable?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you test drive it?
No.
Okay, why do people do the things they do? I know, God bless them, because otherwise we would have no food. All right, okay. So you're gonna pay how much and how? What's the rhythm?
There was really no agreement because I had all the money, but it took him so long to get the title. And in between that time, I was going to relocate back to Alabama. I have a sick son in Alabama, but my plans changed. So there was never no agreement.
I'm sorry, what were you about to explain? You dipped into the till of the money that you'd saved?
Yeah.
Okay.
I dipped.
That's a you problem. That is not a him problem.
Right.
Oh, he took so long to get the title that I spent the money.
Right.
He should have known I was going to spend the money. That's not my fault.
No,
Okay.
because it was
but
like 2 months.
in any event, we're so past that because
Right.
the title does come in a month and a half later. He tells you the title's in and then you start paying.
Then I start
right?
paying on it.
So you end up paying him the first payment when?
I paid him the first payment in November.
What did you pay?
$100.
Okay. Do you have proof of paying the $100?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you showing me?
These are the receipts.
A receipt where he signed saying, I got $100, $700 still owed. Okay. What was the next payment you made?
The next payment I made was another $100.
When?
I'm thinking.
Well, look at the receipt.
That was in November.
Wait, you don't need to guess.
We
You
didn't
can
put
look-
dates. That was one thing.
How could you not put dates? There's a date on this one.
Yeah, that was my mistake. Because I'm just gonna be truthful.
Show me all
trusted
your
them.
receipts. And what do your receipts total to?
I left them in the book because that's what we were writing in the book.
Okay, so she has one receipt that says $100, so $700 still owing. Then she has this, which I'm about to show you, which says, I've received one of 100. Are you referring to this
The
one?
first
Why would you
she
bring
couldn't-
that up in the receipt? Because she's arguing that that's another 100
She couldn't
she paid.
find the first receipt.
Say it again?
The first receipt I wrote, she couldn't find, so I rewrote the receipt
Well,
again.
she found it for court.
Yes, ma'am.
So now it says, I have received one payment of 100 and a second payment of 80. And then 620 is still owed. So that shows what that meant. And then I have received a payment of 50 towards the car. An additional 50 is added to the amount for a battery. What on earth is that supposed to mean?
I had to move the vehicle, and the battery was bad in the vehicle. And as far as I'm concerned, she's making the payments on the car. So if something is wrong with the car, she has to pay for that. So the battery needed to be changed. So I put the new battery in there, and the battery cost me $50. So that's what I charged her for it.
So, according to you, how much has she paid you?
$230, right? Yeah.
100, and then 80,
80 and then 50.
and then 50.
Yeah, $230.
And the balance should have gone up by 50 for the battery. That's your version.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Those monies, according to you, were supposed to be paid how and when?
When I took the $100, she was supposed to get some kind of Section 8 or something, so she was supposed to pay me the rest of the money the next month. And then the next month when I went there and she gave me the $80, she was waiting for her income taxes to come. And then when I went to go there after that, the income taxes never came, so she still never paid for the car.
Okay, so you tell me what your understanding was of how you were going to pay for the car.
There was no specific agreement.
So if the contract doesn't say how long does somebody, go to you, how long does somebody have to come up with payment in full before they forfeit everything?
I think 6 months is way long enough. As long as he's made whole, then I think he should refund.
Huh. Okay. That's kind of an interesting point. We're going to go inside the courtroom.
Literally, you are telling me you were going to buy a car and you could take 10 years to pay it off. You wouldn't you got the key. Somehow she had the key.
Yes, ma'am.
Just for symbolism's sake, because she didn't get the car. What is the point of giving her the key?
I just wanted her to have something of the car.
A little memento?
Yes, ma'am.
So she gets the key, and then the plan is you'll pay for it when?
Actually, like I was saying, there was never no set date.
Well, what was your plan? If you say, well, it was supposed to be income tax money, you're talking about in 2019?
No, it was supposed to come within a month. Every time I went there, is the payment's going to be there, and I'm going to pay off the rest of the car.
And then you would go thinking you were going to get the full amount, and then you would
get... The next time, you know, and then it never happened.
So you go in January, and then what happens?
I didn't hear from her again, so I sought her out, and I ran into her in February. I talked to her. I told her that the car's in my garage. I need to get the car out of the garage, and I need to get the full payment from her. And then I didn't hear from her again.
How did you get... Okay, wait. So in February, how did you seek her out?
I actually drove around her neighborhood looking for her.
You found her?
I seen her, and I picked her up, and I drove her to church.
Right, and that's how he saw me. That's how he saw me.
So you picked her up and you took her to church.
Yes, ma'am.
And said, when am I going to get the rest of the money?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did she say?
She said she didn't have the money right then, and that she was going to get it soon, in a couple weeks. And then I didn't hear from her again for another 3 months.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened during those 3 months?
It wasn't 3 months. It was my phone blacked out in the middle of February. That's the reason I have these two phones.
What do you mean your phone blacked out?
It blacked out. The screen completely went out, so I lost all contacts.
Why would that cause you to lose all contacts in this day and age?
Because as you can see, it's a new phone.
And so of course
I took it and put it.
How did you find his number in May? Because it was literally your last payment was January, and it was 4 months later when you called about the car. You ran into him in February. Both of you acknowledge that. So at best, it's March, April, May. So how did you manage to find his number in May?
I didn't find a number. I ran across the Facebook page.
In May, you reach out through Facebook, and I guess you reach out, is it to you that he reaches out? Come on up. And what is your relationship to the defendant?
He's my boyfriend.
And then you reach out, do you reach out to her, is it?
I reached out to him first, and he didn't respond. So when I seen her, because he has on his page in a relationship with Paula.
Okay.
And that's the reason I reached out to her.
All right, so you reach out to Paula, and what does Paula tell you?
Paula told me that they held the car for a year and that they had sold the car.
Okay, and had you sold the car in May?
No, ma'am.
Why did Paula say that then, Paula?
At that point, I believe we had somebody interested in the car.
Yeah.
All right, so in any event, have you sold the car now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what did you get for the car?
I got $1,000 for it.
But you had put in money to get it repaired?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in May, when she reaches out to you and you say, that's not gonna happen, we sold the car because we haven't heard from you in 4 months, what is it she says to you?
I shouldn't even be dealing with you. I deal with Shane. I'm not talking to you. And I'm like, well, you sought me out. You looked for me. You messaged me, and I'm just telling you the details. Then she proceeded to tell me that I'm not the same girlfriend that he had when she started doing this. And he had another girl in the car the day he went there, which it was me in the car that day.
Right.
He does.
You know, so I'm like,
didn't lie.
okay, but it was me each time.
And then
that
you
she's
got a
seen me.
text from her that said, or I guess, who was the one who got the messages about she and her husband were going to pay you a visit?
That was me.
That was
Okay.
her.
Do you have that?
I do.
I don't know what kind of lawyer you are talking to. They're probably just as retarded as you and Shane. Well, that's kind of rude.
Very.
That was how I was feeling.
It doesn't matter. That's how you were feeling. You don't use a pejorative term like that to refer to people when there's people who have mental disabilities and you're making fun of them when you use that term.
Who has? Oh,
You
I
understand? Don't call people retarded
Yeah, I got you.
as a slight. That's insulting. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Not to the people, to the mentally disabled.
right,
You
I
follow
understand.
now? Okay.
Completely.
Keep playing with me. I'm not dumb black person. I am very, very intelligent. I trusted Shane. Keep playing with me. This isn't the one I want. The one I want is the one where she says, my husband and I are going to come pay you a visit.
They're all together,
that?
so there's no way not to show.
Okay. I just want to see what I, do you have it or not? Well, you remember what you said. You sent a text to her saying you and your husband would come by
After a
there.
couple of days.
And what? And what?
And see about them.
And see about their a blank blank, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. All right. That sounds like you're threatening that you're going to have physical violence, right? All right. But in any event, you didn't go over there and
No.
see about their. You
No.
filed in small claims,
Because
which
I
is
didn't
what you're
even
supposed
know.
to do. All
Right.
So I have to decide if there was a breach on your part that allows them to keep the money, or there wasn't. And the way one decides that is by trying to look at the terms of the agreement. I know that this was very loosey-goosey, but I don't think there's any world where you can get lost for 3 months and then expect that the deal will still be there. So I feel bad for you, but I find in favor of the defendants in this case.
Thank you.
So the judge decides the plaintiff waited too long without paying, and you don't get your money back.
Yeah,
What
it's
you think?
okay. It's okay. They probably needed more than I do.
No, what do you say? It's okay. You filed a lawsuit.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know you're
because
upset.
yeah, I am because it was a little 98. They got paid very good for that little 98 Honda.
All right. Sorry. Good luck. Okay, Mr. Wolf, if you'll step out here. Come on over here.
Yes, sir.
So what are you thinking right now? You don't have to, give her the money back.
I thought it was a fair judgment. She waited a long time to make any payment at all or get in touch with me at all. And so I'm happy with this decision.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, very good. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, if you buy on Layaway, 2 things. 1, make sure you say in the contract how much time you have to come up with a payment in full. And number 2, whether the deposit that you put down is refundable.